My husband made me believe that soulmates aren't real. I spent 7 years with my first husband. We met at 8 years old. Same street, same school, same everything. By the time we were 10, people were joking about the wedding. By 16, we weren't laughing. We were planning. His name was Caleb. Caleb was everything a girl is told to want. Funny in that effortless way where a whole room turns without knowing why. He remembered things. Your favorite candy. The name of your third grade teacher you mentioned once. He made you feel like the most important person in any room. We got married at 22. Had a list on the fridge. Travel by 25. House by 28. First baby by 30. We'd lie in bed on Sunday mornings talking about the life ahead like it was guaranteed. I genuinely believed I had won, not just at love, at life. I was the girl who found her person at 8 years old. Do you know how rare that felt? Then I came home early from a work conference. Flight got in 6 hours early. I didn't text. Wanted to surprise him. He was already home. He wasn't alone. I won't describe what I walked into. If you've been through that kind of devastation, you already know. The way your brain refuses to process it for a full second. The floor tilts. Sound drops out. I left without saying a word. Sat in my car for I don't know how long. At some point, I called my best friend Danny. Didn't say anything when she picked up. She just said I'm coming and hung up. What followed was ugly. Lawyers, boxes, a storage unit, moving back into my childhood bedroom at 29. Therapy twice a week with a woman named Dr. Reyes who had a plant on her windowsill I stared at instead of making eye contact. The hardest part wasn't the betrayal. It was losing the story. I'd built my whole sense of self around being the girl who married her soulmate. Now I was just a woman going through a divorce who cried in grocery stores and couldn't listen to certain songs. 2 years before I felt functional again. Danny pushed me to date. I resisted 8 more months. Then she signed me up for an app without telling me and texted the login like it was normal. I went on several dates. Fine. A few even good. But I kept measuring everyone against Caleb. Not the real Caleb. The version I'd loved before I knew what he was capable of. Every guy was either not funny enough or not warm enough. Running an audition for a role I'd already cast. That's when I matched with Marcus. Profile almost aggressively plain. No travel photos, no group shots. Just a slightly awkward picture outside what looked like a library and 3 sentences that said basically nothing. Swiped right out of boredom. First date was dinner. He was quiet. Not shy, just contained. Asked about my work in this direct way, like he was actually listening and not waiting his turn. Didn't ask much else. At the end of the night, I figured he wasn't interested. Honestly, I wasn't sure I was either. He texted the next morning asking if I wanted to go out again. I said yes, mostly because Danny said 3 dates before deciding anything. Date 2 was better. He loosened up, made one joke that landed, asked a few more questions. Still not magnetic, but present in a way that felt different from the performance of presence I was used to. By date 3, I was starting to look forward to seeing him. That night, I mentioned offhand that I'd had a brutal week and hadn't eaten properly in 2 days. Not fishing, just something I said. Went home, took a shower, and 40 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Marcus, outside. I went downstairs and he was on the sidewalk holding soup from a Vietnamese place near my office. I had never told him where I worked. He looked it up from something I mentioned on our first date. Found the closest place based on something else I said I liked. Just showed up. No announcement, no expectation. He handed me the bag, said, "Eat something, you look tired," kissed me on the cheek, and left. I stood on my front steps holding that soup and I started crying. Not because of the soup, because Caleb had known everything about me for 20 years and never once just showed up. Marcus didn't know my favorite song, couldn't tell you my coffee order, but he paid attention in this quiet, consistent way that didn't need credit. Didn't make love feel like a performance, made it feel like something already decided. We dated 2 years, married on a Tuesday at the courthouse. His vows were 4 sentences, mine were longer. He cried first. 12 years later, he still handles things before I know they need handling. Never announces it, never brings it up, just does it. I spent most of my life chasing a feeling I thought was written into the universe for me. Like love was something you found, not built. Like the right person would feel like recognition instead of choice. Marcus taught me the best kind of love isn't the kind that feels inevitable. It's the kind that just keeps showing up, with soup if necessary.